Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. We'll be getting started at the top of the hour. As you can see, coming up, we're going to be talking about fast traveling, which I didn't know anything about until today. Going to be checking out a real neat river delta area. We'll have some Bushtalk audio for that. Hey, do you like golf? I like golf. Let's play a round of golf. We'll take a local job. And, of course, we got to let the bad guys have a chance to try to sabotage Skydude Today. We have the dice and the random failures app. All coming up at the top of the hour. All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kenny is here. It is time to do the show. As you can see, we've got all the tools necessary for some mayhem. The bad guys are going to try to sabotage us today. So we'll get back to them in a minute. I also have Bushtalk loaded up here, and we're going to have a little look-see about this place where we're flying today and hear about this Delta. And of course, we'll do a local job. We let this music run out here. So yeah, you're looking at Kennewick. I think that is the way it's pronounced. Kennewick, Washington. Now, I thought I was going to do Walla Walla. Oh, you're not even hearing that. Well, that's fine. I'm hearing it. You'll hear the end of it. You won't hear the end of this, mister. So, Kennewick. A couple more seconds. Let this music run out. So, yeah. There's our golf course down there, too. You like to play golf? We're going to take on the local pros here today. Okay. There. That's kind of feels weird if I just cut the music, like, right in the middle. Show's starting to cut the music. Yeah. So let's just jump right into the good stuff first, okay? Normally it's like, well, let's do the job and then go around and do other things. And right off the bat, let me open up Bushtalk Radio here. And I've got it right here in the corner. Well, I did. There you are. Good morning, Bushtalk. Okay, so it says we're right here in Kennewick. And right here where we're looking at is this delta. Okay. And here's what they have to say about the area we're flying in, this area. Learn how to talk, Kenny is.
The Yakima River Delta is an area of land in Richland, Washington, where the Yakima River enters the Columbia River at river mile 335. It hosts several protected areas and is crossed by State Route 240. This area is mostly floodplain with riparian type growth, including non-native species such as Russian olive. Amon Creek enters the Yakima River in this area. The area is used extensively for recreational purposes, such as kayaking and hiking. The Sacagawea Heritage Trail, a bike path traveling through all three cities in the Tri-Cities, crosses the delta alongside State Route 240. The delta is generally bounded by Columbia Park Trail to the south and Interstate 182 to the north. A small portion of extends to the north of I-182 between Queensgate Drive and the Bypass Highway toward the site of the Jupitertail Bridge. The portion to the east of State Route 240 is dotted by numerous islands, and Bateman Island lies immediately to the east.
All right. So yeah, it looks like a little area. As I look down there for that bike path, I don't know if the computer is showing it right. It looks like it's flooded, unless that's train tracks. Sometimes it's not always perfect. It doesn't. And one of these days, it'll get the world just perfect. But all those people that want trains, yeah, they're not going to like that. Trains going underwater. They'll get all upset. So, looks like a busy day down there. But yeah, this is gorgeous, isn't it? I never had an opportunity. When my dad was living out in California, he was living in a delta-like area. And it just never worked out for me to get out there. And one of those things I really regret. All right. And I said earlier, we were going to, a minute or two ago, I said we were going to play a round of golf. But I did say I wanted to do the fun things first, before we get to the boring things like doing our job and making money. And I can't wait to show you about fast travel. I can't believe I didn't know about it. I just accidentally clicked on the map today and said, oh, what's this? Oh, I'll be darned. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Okay. Let me put Bushtalk away. If there's anything else that we pass, we'll get a cool audio tour, but I think that really is the biggest attraction of the area. All right, let me get my dice. Dun, 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 dun. So we're going to play the local golf pros. And I'm not very good at golf. I've played before. So I need you to see if there's anybody watching. If there's anybody watching, then I'm going to get pluses. Oh, please tune in. Please tune in. Somebody please. I'm not going to get any pluses. Maybe I should give it a minute before we play the game of golf. I'll give myself pluses to win if there's viewers watching. So right at the moment, nobody's tuned in. All right, then I'm going to hold off on the golf. I've got to get a better chance of winning. Okay. Okay, well, what we can do is we can roll for the bad guys. And what I mean by that is this being a role-playing live stream where After being pecked by a radioactive bird, yours truly has become compelled to become Kineas the Skydude. But there's always a nemesis. Everybody's always got a nemesis. And I am no exception to the rule. So there are always other pilots out there. Look, not everybody's, just because you're a pilot doesn't mean you're a paladin, right? There are people out there that will have it in for other people just because. And so Skydude has some people that want to see him fail, even though I do failing good enough on my own. They don't have to help, but they do. Okay, so the way this works is we're going to give them a chance to roll to see if they can affect what we're doing today, and with random failure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is roll I think I have a 10-sided dice. I've got to have a little leeway here. So we have 7 categories of things that can fail. Okay, let me go back out to the presets. These are the categories: flight control, gear, fuel, panel, engine, brake, and other. So if I roll 1 to 7, it's going to be one of those. 8, 9, and 10, nothing happens. And that's what I'm crossing my fingers for. 8, 9, and 10, no pluses, and here we go. A 1. Brrr, play ominous music. I need to get some sound clips. So just insert mental doom-sounding music right here. Okay, so we come over to our presets. We go to number 1, which is flight controls. Oh, I hope this isn't bad. We might not even get off the ground. It might make a really, really short live stream. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. 8 things that can fail. Ailerons trimmer stuck, elevator trimmer stuck, left flap stuck, right flap stuck, rudder trimmer stuck. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So here I'm going to do a 10-2. And that way it gives a little bit of leeway for them to fail. A 2. All right. Now, it still doesn't mean it's the end of the day and that we're totally done. But that would be an elevator. No, it would be aileron trimmer stuck, which is potentially not so bad. Okay. And now we have to determine the possibility of it failing. So they're over there. There's a bad guy. You got to imagine the bad guy running out there. And he's fiddling with my aircraft while I'm considering playing a golf game with you and waiting for somebody to tune in. And it may or it may not fail. So we have to determine the percentage. So I'll get a D100 and roll that, and that's a 65. Now this being 1 to 1,000 instead of 100, I have to make it 650%. And save it. All right, now I have to come out here to overview and start it. Turn it off, start it again, and open the failures list. All right, now there are a lot of things that can set it off between these are the things that can set it off. If I can get it to show the screen properly. All right, right here. These are the things that it's now that it's set, that can trigger it. A minimum speed of 50 to a maximum speed of 150 knots. A minimum altitude of 1,000 feet, maximum of 5,000. Let's make this lower since we're kind of low. Let's make that a minimum altitude of, 300 feet. Time between 5 minutes and 3,600 minutes. And it can also toggle instantly and just decide to instant fail. All right. So now let me go back and turn it back on and check the fail list. Right brake failure. This must be set from yesterday. Let's go back out to the overview. Stop, presets, brakes. Sure enough, there was one set from yesterday. So let's clear that out and set it back to 0. All right. We're good to go. Turn this back on. And okay, nothing's failed. Just yet. It can surprise us at any given moment. Let me look and see if anybody's logged in yet and is currently watching. You are here. You have saved my bacon. I want to roll a golf match at the golf course down there, right? And if there's anybody watching the live stream, then I get to add a plus to my dice roll to give me a better chance of winning. So please stay logged in just for a minute, okay? Don't leave until I'm finished rolling these dice, so I get my plus. Dun, dun, dun. You might want to say hi in the chat room, in case anybody doesn't believe me that there was somebody watching. You can be the whole reason why I win. All right, let me grab my dice and add a +1. And grab my D20. All right, this is going to be a challenge rating of 13, so we have to get a 13 or higher. With your +1, we only have to get a 12 or higher. And we did it. Thank you very much. I'd rather you don't leave and stick around for the rest of the exciting show. But if you do, thank you. Thank you for stopping in right when I needed you. Did we see the golf course? Yeah, we did. Okay. All right. So, golf course match done for the day. Now I need to go look for a job. Look at my plane. It's all tipped up upside down. If you're just coming in now and you didn't hear the Bushtalk audio play for the Delta area that we're flying in around Kennewick here, let me play that again for you.
The Yakima River Delta is an area of land in Richland, Washington, where the Yakima River enters the Columbia River at river mile 335. It hosts several protected areas and is crossed by State Route 240. This area is mostly floodplain with riparian type growth, including non-native species such as Russian olive. Amon Creek enters the Yakima River in this area. The area is used extensively for recreational purposes, such as kayaking and hiking. The Sacagawea Heritage Trail, a bike path traveling through all three cities in the Tri-Cities, crosses the Delta alongside State Route 240. The Delta is generally bounded by Columbia Park Trail to the south and Interstate 182 to the north. A small portion of extends to the north by 182 between Queensgate Drive and the Bypass Highway toward the site of the Tuthill Bridge. The portion to the east of State Route 240 is dotted by numerous islands, and Bateman Island lies immediately to the east.
Okay, so she is talking about this delta right here. Okay, and I was looking at Walla Walla to start today, but there just didn't seem to be any good jobs that I really liked down there, and there seemed to be an abundance of them around here. So now let me just find an aircraft that I can deal with. I haven't flown a helicopter in a while. This is always a safe bet for me, though, the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. So this will pay... What will this pay? This will pay... Well, whatever. It doesn't really matter what it pays. I said that I'm forgetting something, and this is more important to show you first before getting to this job. So let me go back out. I did not. This is something I just discovered today, and I don't know how. But I just accidentally clicked on an airport I was looking at. Okay. All right. So let me show you what I mean here is normally when you do a job, after you do a job, it opens up the next area. So for example, if I did this job here and it flew me up here, it would now open all of these. So the other day we were flying in Boise and I did these jobs over here and it opened up this area here in Washington. Okay. And I was looking at Walla Walla today, and none of the jobs looked that great. And this area wasn't opened up to me yet, but I clicked on something, and all of a sudden it says, "Would you like to fast travel?" And I have no idea what that meant. So I clicked yes, and it opened up all of this area. So I tried it again over here, and it opened up this area. Now, mind you, you have to pay credits to do this, but it's the pay was so cheap that why not, right? So I don't feel like I'm cheating. I'm paying for it. So, for example, now I want to open up this area between these two places and look for jobs here. So here's Seneca. I don't know if we need something there, but there's a little airport here. Okay, you see that right there? It says fast travel, 720 credits. Did you know that was there? I didn't. So when you click it, you will pay to travel to OR 98 Seneca Emergency Airstrip. You will stamp there and be able to access the jobs available there. I don't know what stamping means, but sure. So pay those 720 credits, which it deducts. And now, look. This area is all opened up now between there and Yar and Thar. And I had no idea that you could do that. I thought it was completely just dependent on you moving and doing a job in that area to open up another area. So if money's not a problem, and I'm sitting on a load, but I've been trying to build up because everybody says before you can create a company, you've got to have as much money as possible. So I don't want to spend too much, but cool. Isn't that cool? So you don't have to. I was looking for another route here to get close to take me straighter from Denver to Vegas. So let me click on Marble Canyon here or someplace down in here. Page. And we'll fast travel that. Ooh, that one's expensive. 3,070. But now I have a more direct path between Denver, and there's not a gap. And I don't have to go south now. Either way, cool. Cool. Happy to show you that if you did not know about that. Now let's get back up to our job and finish this live stream up today. Okay, so there's Walla Walla. And again, none of these jobs really interested me around that area. And there wasn't really much coming up as far as audio tours, and this Delta seemed pretty cool. All right, where's that Cessna job? Discover tour above family fishing pond. Cool. I made a couple of Bushtalk entries for the area we flew yesterday, but they didn't process in the computer fast enough, and I kind of had to just read what was on Wiki. So maybe they're available today, and I'll check Bushtalk and we'll listen to those that I made. So I need to make sure that it is active in here, Bushtalk client. And if I get a little flashing green light down there, it means we should be connected. And now I should be able to track my plane. Make sure I'm logged in. All right, there's our plane. Oh, they haven't finished processing yet. I made that one. And I made this one. Well, that's too bad. It normally only takes 24 hours for them to process. Oh well. Thank you again for sticking around long enough for me to do that golf match. I really appreciate it. Okay. How you doing? How you doing? One of these could be the bad... One of these people could be the NPC that tried to sabotage our plane. We don't know. Could be one of them. Could be somebody hiding in one of these buildings over here. Is there an engine cover? It's the first time I've seen one. And the pitot tube cover.
Ready for boarding, Debbie. Well noted.
Captain, seems like you're ready. Isn't it just perfect for a little tour?
Yeah.
Scenic flight. You're soaring over Kennewick with Lisa by her own. Has your passenger fastened her seatbelt?
They never fasten their seatbelts.
Let
Oh wait,
me fly.
now they made a liar out of me today. Wow. She has her seatbelt on.
Sierra Niner 8 Traffic in Sierra Echo Alpha Tree 810 is taxiing to runway 20.
This thing is still aligning itself. So let me just stay here for a minute.
Happy to be here, Captain. I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Lisa. Nice to meet you too. Cheers. There we go. Be able to go here in just a moment, Lisa. I've always enjoyed that name. Fond memories. Oh, that's right. This is the same problem we had yesterday. Is that the brakes aren't. The brakes aren't set. They're here. Do 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 do. Okay. Yeah, pretty nice day for flying. It is a beautiful day here where I'm at in the physical real world, which is Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I've been doing daily live weather reports, usually in the mornings, looking at the weather each day. I'm trying to just keep track of how the weather is. Oh, look at that. He didn't have the right to cross. I was taxiing. I don't believe we had back there a stop. So he ran the stop, and bad guys, I tell you, they're all over the place. Luckily, my superpowers, being, I don't know what level we are now, like 115 or something, or more. They've got to count for something, right? We can't do magic missiles and fireballs and Mordecai's faithful watchdog kind of thing, so we have to grant ourselves some superpowers. Somebody said the beacons are working, but I don't see the beacon. That's what that is. I am noticing more towers out there in the distance. You might not be able to see them that clearly. But I picked up, we love VFR Region 1, which is the United States of America, or the Americas. And it adds all the radio towers and masts and communication towers, and it is a lovely, lovely add-on to have, and it's free. And I guess they have an agreement with the Sobo now, so most of that stuff is being put into the base game. Just fantastic.
Sierra Niner, 8 traffic in Sierra Echo Alpha, tree 810, taking off runway 20 departure to the east.
Oh, this runway
Nervous, but I'll be fine.
has been decommissioned.
Can't wait to see the view from up.
Or at least that end of it. If there's another big X out there, then yeah. This is a runway that's going to be decommissioned and destroyed. It is. There's another X up here. So this is an out of use. For the, you know, I guess we're special. We get to still use it for the day.
Only one way to find out. It's quite all right, actually.
Oh, something I did not mention. I have the realistic lighting add-on, and somebody asked me if that solves the problem with lights being able to be seen during the day, and I'm sorry to report that no. As a matter of fact, I don't have my lights on. You'd be able to see the lights on your own craft. Let me do that. So I should have done this to begin with, so you don't get a penalty for takeoff or deductions. So let me turn on my nav. Strobe. Might as well just turn on the taxi anyway. The landing light and the beacon light. Oh, don't make a fool out of me now. When I was sitting at DIA, I could see my lights.
I'm feeling better now. I'm almost enjoying the ride.
Well, I don't see him. This stuff out of the way. Coming out of Idaho, sorry, I didn't expect this area to be so flat.
Seeing the world from up here. Everything's so clear and detailed.
That bridge and that, whatever that is over there, that little islandlet area, those aren't in Bushtalk. We're going to fly by them and see if we can find out about them anyway. I need to open this back up so we know what they want. 13,000 feet and a speed of what? 82 knots. I'm in idle. She's slowing down slowly. Try to pull up. There we There we go. 82 knots. And even though you're in the boxes, it'll tell you that you need to be a little bit lower. So just because you're in the box doesn't mean it's dead on. So all we have to do is fly a circle now, maintaining these requirements, and we're good to go.
It's amazing how clear everything looks from up there. I feel like I can see forever.
All right. Easy peasy. Oh, really? We're supposed to take her to another sightseeing spot? All right. We'll speed things up for live stream purposes. Lovely bridge. So yeah, we're right next to the Delta area again. We're right next. There it is. That's awesome.
The Yakima River Delta is an area of land in Richland, Washington, where the Yakima River enters the Columbia River at river mile 335. It hosts several protected areas and is crossed by State Route 240. This area is mostly floodplain with riparian-type growth, including non-native species such as Russian olive. Amon Creek enters the Yakima River in this area. The area is used extensively for recreational purposes, such as kayaking and hiking. The Sacagawea Heritage Trail, a bike path traveling through all three cities in the Tri-Cities, crosses the Delta alongside State Route 240. The Delta is generally bounded by Columbia Park Trail to the south and Interstate 182 to the north. A small portion of extends to the north of I-182 between Queensgate Drive and the Bypass Highway toward the site of the Jupiter Bridge. The portion to the east of State Route 240 is dotted by numerous islands, and Bateman Island lies immediately to the
There's our golf course down below, where we had our golf match.
Can you fly really slow for a moment?
Oh, man, I wasn't paying attention to my speed. I just now noticed the name on our plane, the Sasquatch Explorer. Funny. Oh, one moment, I've got somebody in the chat room. Do you have the A350 any builds? Hi, Luca. No. Unless it's included, is that one that you have to purchase? I would have to go check, Luca. So I'm gonna say no, but pardon me. If it is, then if it's something that's included with the base version, I didn't get any premium packages or anything like that. Woodchuck's RV and Marine is down there. Woodchuck. Did anybody ever answer that question? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Was there ever an answer to that? Come on, plane, slow down. What? Oh, scared me. Like what? What? Are we on fire? Don't scare me like that. Look, it's Woodchuck's RV and Marine. Getting all kinds of free advertising today on today's live stream. They don't even know it. I'm not getting paid. Wonder what that is on that hill over there. It almost looks like an observatory. Those two mounds or two domes on that hill right in front of us.
The view is amazing.
The A350. Well, check that. As soon as we're done here landing, I'll go out to the menu and look. But any builds, I think that's one that you'd have to buy. I'm still trying to really understand the 737 at the moment. I've been having some ILS landing problems. I normally don't. Well, but I'm more used to flying the A320. So if the A350 flies at all like the 320, then it shouldn't be a problem. Just when you switch from Airbus over to Boeing, can definitely be some confusion as to operations. Sorry, Lisa, I didn't mean to rattle you back there. Just trying to do a slip, Lisa, and slow down the aircraft a little bit. Try to get into flap range. And we're just coming in so fast today. Even at idle, Lisa, I'm having a tough time slowing her down. I'm going to take the flaps out. We've got a long enough runway. It's not going to really matter. But I don't want to get called for having a flap down and going too fast. Slow down. I didn't want to turn until I was certain.
Sierra Niner 8 traffic Kin Sierra Echo Alpha Tree 810 is taxiing to parking.
I did not look to find out where the top 10 restaurants were.
Guys, welcome home. So, Lisa, ready for another round?
So cool. Thanks.
Kind of bumpy on this taxiway. I are surprised.
Awesome job. The client seemed to really enjoy the ride and feels much more confident now. You can be proud. You've gained a new fan.
Oh, that's nice. Just short of superb. All right, real quick. Let me find the top 10 best food in Kennewick. Do. All right. So it says let's change the screen over here. Random. It says the best restaurants are Cedars at Pier 1, El Fat Cat Grill. I like the sound of that right off the bat. El Fat Cat Grill. Hills Restaurant Lounge, Mexico Lindio y Que Rico, Stacks Mobile Distro. Johns, they have a lot of Mexican restaurants here. But we're so close to the water. I think I kind of want to try Cedars at Pier 1 and see if they have any, at least fresh fish. I'm sure some of these places have the fish tacos. And, of course, Asian. Village Bistro, Casa Mia, Hubby's Pizza, Kiko's Tacos, Taqueria, just so many Mexican choices. All right. Let me pull up a map here where we were. So we're Cedars at Pier, and they're closed right now, really? All right, well, the second choice would have been Fat Cat. Where's Fat Cat at? That's right where we took off, right? In the airport right here? Either way, there's El Fat Cat. And it's my treat. That's where we're going for lunch. Now, I said one more thing before I wrapped it up. I said I wanted to go check and see if I have the A350. And I don't believe I do, but I'm going to look. Nope. The F-35 and the Beechcraft King Air. So I'm sorry to disappoint you. But again, I figured I didn't. I figured it was something that you had to buy. All right. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you got a lot out of it. I know I did. Learned a lot about that Delta area, and we got our golf match in. And the bad guys, even though they did sabotage us, it didn't really make any difference on our flying today. And we met Lisa, and we did our local job, and everything else. So great. See you tomorrow. You know, at the end of your live streams or videos, when it goes to suggest another one, and then it's got a really busy background or something on it, and then I can't read any of that. I kind of leave this blank, or I've been lately leaving some blank at the end. So when it goes to show you the next one or subscribe or whatever, that it's just on a black background.